For my HIPAA compliance, I have to have the background changed so you guys can't see what's going on behind me. Sorry, it's a crazy one. It won't let me upload one.
Bill asked if somebody can make him host so he could share his screen. Oh, now it is. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, Jay. I sent that message to the wrong person. Good evening. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill Davis. I am the president of the United Student Council. Thank you for joining us today. I will call this meeting into order at 12:05 p.m. on September 17, 2021. At this time, I will yield the floor to our Madam Secretary Nguyen, to go through our roll call.
Thanks, Mr. President. So now I'm going to take the roll call. Mr. President,
Present.
Madam Vice President,
Present.
Madam Secretary is me. Mr. Treasurer, I'm sorry, Mr. Treasurer. So the last call for Mr. Treasurer. Madam Parliamentarian.
Present.
Madam Online Representative.
Present.
Madam Advisor.
Present.
And Madam Advisor Ashley Drode.
Present.
So I just finished the roll call. Now I yield the floor back to Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary Nguyen. At this time, I yield the floor to our Madam Parliamentarian, Rain.
Thank you, Bill. Robert's Rules of Orders, parliamentarian procedures will be used for this meeting. Whoever is speaking will need to yield the floor to the next person speaking. Thank you. I yield the floor back to Mr. President.
Thank you for that, Madam Parliamentarian Hang Bang. We're going to move on to our new business. At this time, I am going to share with you all the USC goals for this semester. For the USC goals for the fall semester, we are in the process of dissemination of resource literature for students at HCC by the end of fall 2021. Our objective for this goal is by the end of fall 2021, students will be more aware of college resources that HCC that will assist with their HCC journey. Our outcome is to successfully prepare students to excel during their college journey. we will be going through and working on that. Our goal 2 has been merged to goal 1. Our second goal will be to promote a broader awareness of the United Student Council and the work that the USC does as the student voice. The objective of this goal is to accomplish student engagement, to familiarize students, and to encourage student involvement in USC and student life. And the outcome is to know that students can come to USC regarding issues and to learn what is happening at HCCS that affects the students. At this time, I will yield the floor to Madam Vice President regarding our IT report.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you so much. Hey guys, how are y'all today? Sorry, let me pull up my little screen real quick. So we have been in contact with the IT department and they do have a few little announcements for us. So first off, we have, I'll have some flyers out. I don't know if y'all have gotten the flyers yet. I know Bill has sent them in an email before. Basically, we have a few little events coming up. Some already passed, but the next one is coming up on the 23rd and it's gonna be on September 23rd at 1 p.m. And it's called Balancing Act, and it's going to be with Brandy Lerman. And basically, she's going to show you how to balance student life, work, and everything else that you have on your plate. And after that, we also have another event on 9/29, and it's going to be at 11 a.m. for the first one. The second event will be at 6 p.m., and these are going to be test-taking strategies with Catherine Hernandez. I'll drop the links in the chats right now so y'all can see them and register for them. Here's the first one. That one is for the Balancing Act, and the second one that I'm sending is for the test-taking strategies. We also have some for October that I can send in there. We have How to Win at Math with Philip F. Long, and that's going to be on October 7th at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Also dropping that in the chat, y'all. And feel free to write any questions that you have in there for us in the chat, and we will be monitoring it. I'm just sharing the ones that are like a little bit closer. I don't want to share the ones that are like too far ahead. Bill, do you know how to share the flyer on here? Do you want to share your screen to the flyer? I'm not sure.
I will be adding those into the chat at this time.
Thank you so much. I'm not quite sure how to do that, y'all. Sorry. But other than that, we do have a lot. Give me 1 second. A lot of good things coming up with the IT department. We're still waiting for some recordings of like the Microsoft Teams office to come back. We just have to wait for an email for that. But other than that, those are the events coming up quite soon that you can attend and sign up for. And we'll have the flyers in a second, but that should be all for me. I'll yield the floor back now to Mr. President. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. At this time, I yield the floor over to Madam Online Representative for our financial aid report and also our HCCS online report.
Thank you, Mr. President. For the financial aid report, I've been given informational flyers from financial aid through the Director of Finance, Ms. Jolene Price, and Ms. Tricia Barish, who is the Communications Director for HCC Financial Aid Office. We have flyers to provide knowledge on the work study program, Path to Profession, HCC Foundation scholarships, and financial coaching. And once I'm done speaking with you guys, I'll drop everything in the chat for the flyers. And for the online college report, I'll be meeting with the HCC Online College President, Dr. Fisher, on September 27th to collaborate on ways to create a more inclusive environment for online college students. This meeting will include discussing online student-specific resources and brainstorming possible events to support the online student community. That is all I have for my reports, and I yield the floor back to Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Online Representative Charlie.
You're welcome.
Next, I will yield the floor over to our Madam Secretary for our International Students Report. Madam Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. President. So for the International Student Advisory Report, I have a meeting with the Director of the International Student Services with Mr. Niti, and we talk about the meeting object is the International Students Services and student life collaboration. So for the meeting outcome, we want to like success in the international student and domestic student integration. We're still working on it, and then we'll head back to him with the next Monday meeting, and then I'll let you guys know more about the officer report. Thank you. I'll give the floor back to Mr. President.
Thank you for that, Madam Secretary. At this time, I will yield the floor over to our treasurer, Mr. Treasurer, for our counseling and ADA report. Mr. Treasurer, the floor is yours. Looks okay. I'm gonna move on from Mr. Treasurer. My report regarding career services, I am actually in the middle of booking a meeting with career services to get the resources from them. I know they offer different resources regarding what they do and have different programs. So as soon as I get that, I will make sure I attach it to my report that is coming, that I also have, and I will attach it to that. So that's regarding the career services report. Library service, the next thing we have is our library services. I will turn the yield the floor over to Madam Parliamentarian for our library services.
Thank you, Mr. President. So for the library services, I have a meeting coming up with Mrs. Mildred Joseph on September 22nd to talk about the top 5 resources that all students should be aware of that are available at the library. And then after that meeting, I will do a report and I'll share that with everyone. Thank you. I yield the floor back to Mr. President.
Okay, for that, thank you for that, Madam Parliamentarian. Regarding Mr. Treasurer, we will circle back to him. He is having some IT difficulties. For our tutoring report, I will get that to you. Dr. Grace has provided, gave us a lot of useful information regarding tutoring. They have events. I actually posted those in the chat earlier. Madam Vice President had touched base on that already. And we will be actually getting with them and help, the USC will be getting with them to help them promote the tutoring and to get that full-time tutoring is available both when we go back to campus and actively online. And for that, I will move to our next subject, which is our supplemental instruction. I yield the floor over to Madam Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. President. So for the supplemental instruction report, it's about the SI leader, and I'm still working on it with advisor Miss Jenna. So I'll let you guys know further about the information. So that's basically that's all about the SI leader. So thank you. I yield the floor back to Mr. President.
Okay, thank you for that, Madam Secretary. Thank you for your report. At this time, I will yield the floor over to our Madam Vice President for our USC brochure report. Madam Vice President.
Thank you.
Madam Vice President, I think you're on mute. Okay, Madam Vice President has ran into some technical difficulties also. I'm going to circle back to our counseling and ADA report from Mr. Treasurer. Mr. Treasurer, are you available? Okay, Madam Vice President. Okay, if there's nothing else for our reports, I will circle back to Madam Vice President and Mr. Treasurer for the reports and at the end of the program. Right now, we will be going into our Student Government Association reports. The following list, you won't have to turn the floor back over to me. The list that is on screen for the Student Government Association reports. So we're gonna start with Central. Then after Central is done, Central will yield the floor to Coleman. Once Coleman is done, Coleman will yield the floor to Northeast. When Northeast is done, Northeast will yield the floor to Northwest. Once Northwest is done, Northwest will yield the floor to Southeast. When Southeast is done, Southeast will yield the floor to Southwest. Instead of yielding back to me and going back and forth, just yield it after each school. And then for Southwest, Southwest will yield the floor back to the president. At this time, I yield the floor to the Central representative who will do this SGA report. Do we have a Central representative for the report?
Yes. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm the secretary of the Central Year SGA. So basically, we'll have the first General Assembly meeting for Central Campus on September 29th. So we're working on the goals that we have, and then we'll run the report, and then we'll talk about it in the next meeting. So basically, that's all for today. So thank you, and I yield the floor back to the representative of Coleman campus.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for yielding the floor to me. My name is Karina Correa, and I am the historian/secretary for Coleman campus, and I will be representing Coleman campus today. And I would just like to start by saying I hope you're all doing well and no harm or damage has come to you during this week's hurricane. I know that was a tough one on some people. That being said, I would like to start my presentation on our campus's goals to refresh our current situation, events plans, and what we have done to reach our goals. So our first goal was to create a sense of community by connecting students to other departments to have the Coleman community have more success. So some of the things that were being done to aid that goal is setting up events where students can come together and mingle. However, as you all may know, with COVID precautions, we have made a safe plan to only have a certain amount of people at booths and tables to practice safe distancing. Some of the events we have planned are Hispanic Heritage Month for September 12th, Breast Cancer Awareness for October 12th, and Domestic Violence for October 13th. We have also decided to use the hallways dashboards to help with awareness on current events, introductories for this year's SGA, and directories for help. Our second goal includes providing students with HCC financial and academic resource information so that they can implement it to their academic and personal growth. This would include Coleman's treasurer setting up an online financial meeting to help students with the financial coach Daniel Shaw, which would be hosted later this fall. Something else that we're doing to aid this goal is spreading financial awareness helps and links. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Spreading financial help by links, emails, reminders, and flyers. We held our first General Assembly meeting earlier this week on September 14th. If you're interested in what we're doing, please do attend. Feel free and stop by. And that'll conclude my presentation and my report. Thank you for listening. I yield the floor to Northeast Representative.
Thank you for yielding the floor to the Northeast. We had our first SGA General Assembly meeting on yesterday, where the president shared our goals with the group. And one of the initiatives that we're working on right now is a Start Here Roadmap initiative. And it's to aid assisting inquiries for prospective students. The roadmap will include steps like choosing a degree path, how to apply for financial aid, where and whom to go to once they've made the decision to become an HCC student, and helpful tips just to have in one place. We're also working on a cultural awareness initiative, which includes our SGA president, Ms. Larissa. I'm speaking with the Cameroon Consulate here in Houston to invite them to speak to our students. We have 2 events that are coming up that are Northeast specific, but if you guys are interested, you can reach out to us via email, which is Chat with the President, which I believe is in our newsletter for Northeast. And we also have a financial aid meeting coming up on October 21st. And that concludes my report for Northeast SGA, and I yield the floor to Southeast.
Northwest got skipped.
I yield the floor to Northwest. So sorry.
No worries. Hi, I'm Christy, treasurer of Northwest. We have, I'm gonna pull my report. We have to report first that we have a full board now. We just welcomed our new board member, Alejandro. We have finalized our goals.
No, just a second. I'm not gonna share.
Hello?
Madam Delegate, you may continue.
Oh, okay, sorry. Our goals have been finalized. We've chosen wellness and awareness, an approach as a holistic approach for our goals, both to create an inclusive, accepting atmosphere where students can access help and guidance, as well as to create an overall acceptance for minority students and increase support services available. We plan to do that by ongoing events. Will be expanding the food pantry to include toiletries. We have had our reverse town hall and General Assembly. Our reverse town hall was held yesterday at noon to 1 o'clock. We had 4 deans on campus. We had 14 students attend. And some of the questions we asked were concerns about graduation, the new Katy campus construction, virtual learning concerns. We held our General Assembly as well yesterday from 6 to 7:30. We had 9 students attend. And basically we just introduced the board, announced our goals, and reviewed upcoming events. Our upcoming events are our Mental Wellness Warrior event, which will be covering mental health awareness, Taking Charge of Your Finance event, and HCC Without Borders. We also have a meeting with the dean on the 23rd of this month. That is the end of our report. I will yield the floor to Southeast.
Hello, my name is Rosa and I'm from Southeast. And the reports that we have is that we're working on recruiting our officers, members, and training upcoming officers. We have held a chat with the deans and also with the president, and we have discussed about the upcoming events. We also have our e-board meetings, which happens every Wednesday at 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Lastly, we're having our General Assemblies on the 28th of this month and at 12 p.m. and our monthly one on the every third of each month. We also have upcoming events which will be held on next week by the 24th, which will be our Hispanic Heritage Month, which includes our online cooking, arts and crafts, and night trivia. I will yield back the form to Southwest.
Hello, good afternoon, guys. My name is Shiza, and I am the president of TC Southwest. I hope you guys can hear me. So today I'll be presenting a report of SGA Southwest. On 15th of this month, we had a meeting with our college president. And every Wednesday, this will be meeting every Wednesday, every second Wednesday of the month. And we discussed our goals with her. And then we also came up with an event, which is going to be a General Assembly at the end of this month. I have shared the flyer in the chat. In the General Assembly, we are asking people to join us as a member, as an officer. If you look at the flyer, there's a QR code that you can scan. It will take you to a questionnaire that you can fill out. If you want to be an officer, you can add something about yourself so we can interview and we can get to know you better. If you just want to be a member, you can just sign up. It's a link for to RSVP. We'll be doing giveaways in our first General Assembly as well, and some information about SGA. Soon we are planning to do some events regarding mental health, financial aid, that's work in progress, and a survey which will be sent out to everyone at HCC so we can get more feedback. We'll soon be seeing Institution of Research at HCC to discuss more about the protocol of sending that survey out. We are also going to have a meeting with our advisor today, later today, to discuss this program and some other events that we're planning to do, and we'll be sharing with in the next meeting. Thank you, guys. I yield the floor back to President.
Thank you for that, Delegate of Southwest. Excuse me. At this time, I am going to, and thank you, Rosa, Delegate Rosa from Southeast. And thank you to all the delegates who gave the reports for today for the Student Government Association. At this time, I am going to go back and get the reports from Madam Vice President regarding the USC student brochure. So I turn the floor over to Madam Vice President.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I had, trust me, yesterday at our meetings at the 2 that Christy was saying, my laptop was acting full too. So please bear with me. I'm so sorry. But yes, I was going to have a meeting with Ms. Jane. We had to reschedule. We are going to figure out what exactly we want on our brochure. We have like the design that we want, kind of. It's going to be school colors. It's very cute. I really like it so far. We just need the info on it. And then right after that, we're going to meet with district communications and the chancellor's office to approve if that's okay with it. Because of course we have to get approval. But yeah, that's all that I have to report other than the tutoring stuff that you already said. Thank you. And I yield the floor back to our awesome Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. At this time, I will yield the floor to our Treasurer for the Counseling and ADA report. Mr. Treasurer, I yield the floor to you, if you're on. Okay, Mr. Treasurer still having IT difficulties. At this time, I am going to open the floor up to our advisor, Madam Jana Weiss, regarding our next, which is the committee reports. Mr. Weiss.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will pull it up and so that you can talk more about it and share my screen.
Can you make it a little bit bigger for me, Ms. Weiss?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Weiss. Regarding our committees, according to the United Student Council bylaws and Constitution, it is my duty to bring up the committees for our SGA members who serve as delegates. Section 1 reads, for the purpose of conducting the necessary affairs of this organization, its membership shall be divided into several committees. In addition to the chairperson, each committee will be under the direct supervision of an executive board member. Section 2 reads, of these committees, there shall be 3 types, standing, special, and joint, each defined as follows. A standing committee shall be a committee that will become a permanent committee of this organization. For example, the Grievance Committee. A special committee shall be those committees that are designed to fulfill a specific task. Example, planning a run for state office. A joint committee is a committee that is formed with an organization and or parties outside of the council. Section 3 reads, the president with the assistance of the executive board shall appoint the chairs and members of all committees. All standing committees will be appointed no later than 60 days after the start of the fall semester, with the exception of the elections committee. The president shall appoint the chairs and members of all, the president shall appoint the members of the chair, appoint the chairs and members of the special committees. The president will also select members to represent this organization on all joint committees that involves this organization. And Ms. Jana, we see your email. Section 4, the following committees shall be standing committees of this organization. District-wide Initiative Committee, which is DWIC. The mission of that committee, the committee will develop district-wide initiatives for this council. This includes, but is not limited to, voter registration, community service, and the biannual USC representative outing. The committee is under the direct supervision of the vice president. So that means this committee will be under the authority of Madam Vice President J. 2, Governmental and External Affairs Committee, GEAC. The mission of that committee is, this committee is the official liaison between the student body to the Governmental and External Affairs Department. This committee will bridge the gap between TJC SGA state initiatives and the Governmental and External Affairs Department's agenda. This committee is under the direct supervision of myself, the President of the United Student Council. The next one we have is the Grievance Committee. The mission of this committee is to assist all students and members of this organization with any grievance that has not been satisfied, resolved by any other means, and to assist students on understanding its policies and advocate if requested. This committee must have functional knowledge of all HCCS disciplinary policies and rules and regulations, especially those pertaining to students. This committee is under the direct supervision of the parliamentarian. Student Fee Advisory Committee, EC. This committee, the mission for this committee is they will advise the governing board of Houston Community College District and the administration on the type, amount, and expenditure of all collective fees. The committee will have student representatives. The USC treasurer has a permanent seat. The president of each college SGA will appoint one representative from their respective college activity board. These names shall be submitted to the following: the USC president, the USC secretary, the USC treasurer, and all advisors. All student committee members shall be provided with a copy of this Texas Education Code Section 52.5301. The student members committee will be under the jurisdiction of our treasurer, of the USC treasurer. The investigations committee. This committee will investigate all alleged acts of misconduct, including financial against this organization by any member or officer that will make recommendations of the deposition of the allegations to the president and also to the parliamentarian. Upon request by any member, this committee will investigate only HCC system issues and will determine if it needs the United Student Council's attention. If this situation needs the United Student Council's involvement, then this committee will determine what action is necessary. This committee is under the direct supervision of the parliamentarian. Okay, might as well finish it off for the section. Section 5 reads, the council may increase and decrease the assigned duties of these committees when it deems necessary. Section 6 says members may petition the president of the council in regards to being assigned a committee chairmanship and membership. All committees are to take monthly reports to the General Assembly. All committees must submit a written copy of the report to the secretary to place in a permanent record. Section 8 reads, members who wish to resign from a committee or to be transferred to another committee must submit a petition in writing to the president of the council requesting these appointments. The president of the council will notify the chairs of each committee involved of the request for reappointment. If the committee chair resigns, then the USC president will appoint a new committee chair. The section 9 reads, the membership reserves the right to recall the appointment of all committee chairs. Recalling a committee chair requires a two-thirds vote of members present at the time of the call for vote. The members reserve, I already read that. Section 10 says the committees of the council reserves the right to divide themselves into various subcommittees to accomplish their stated mission. These subcommittees can also be structured with a chair and members. Section 9 reads, committees with more than 2 members must have a secretary to keep record, which may be reviewed by the council. You could find these also in our United Student Council bylaws. They are posted on the USC Presence page. So at this time, we will be going through, if I stand corrected, Ms. Vice, correct me if I'm wrong. If I stand corrected, at this time, we will go through to have our SGAs appointed to committees, if I stand corrected. Ms. Wright?
Yes, I was talking with the mute button on. Yes, what we will be doing is finding out which committees every SJ officer would like to be on. If you already know, please let Bill and that committee chairperson know if you know which committee you want to be on. And then if you could take these back to your SGA members who cannot make it today to find out what committee they would like to serve on this year, it would be much appreciated. So please let us know if you already know what committee you want to be on. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Weiss.
Can you drop in the chat the list of the committees again?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sending that over right now. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, Madam Delegate. I'm getting them typed up right now. I have shared I shared each committee to the chat for each one of you. You all can see it. Please let me know if you can see it.
All I see is the district-wide initiatives government, and there's no explanations or anything.
Okay, regarding the explanations, I will get those to you, or I could refer you to the USC's present page regarding where our bylaws are.
That's perfect. Whichever one is finance, I'll volunteer for that for Northwest.
Okay. Okay. So please get that to us as soon as you all can for your individual SGAs. Ms. Jana, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. Okay, at this time, I open the floor at this time for our student concerns. If there are any student concerns that you may have heard of or that you would like to bring forth, now is the time to do so. I yield the floor to any students who have any student concerns. If we do not have any student concerns, at this time, I open the floor to Ms. Jana Weiss to talk about Constitution Day events. And then after Ms. Jana Weiss, we will leave the floor open for each SGA or anyone who is in attendance to our meetings to announce any announcements that they have. So Ms. Weiss, I yield the floor to you.
Thank you, everyone. I wanted to let y'all know about Constitution Day events because Constitution Day is a federal requirement by the government to host at any higher ed institution in order to get your financial aid funding. So it's very important to not only host these events, but to attend these events. And we had one recently that came up and it was wonderful, Cahoots Constitution. But we also have another one coming up called We the People on September 23rd. It got moved from next week, I believe, to September 23rd. And I'm going to put the link into chat and show my screen real quick. It has the correct stuff on it, not my email. I apologize. And it's called the We and We the People. It's Constitution Day, and we have teamed up with the government department to host a panel discussion about what the we and we the people mean to them, and we want to know what it means to you. So we want to invite all of you to come out and to share this event and let people know it's happening. It's a very important event for us to have on our campus. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Ms. Weiss. At this time, I yield the floor again to any students who have any announcements.
I do have one. I don't know if you can see me. Sorry, y'all. We do have a couple events coming up other than the tutoring ones that I had put in the chat for Northwest SGA. We have the Mental Wellness Warrior event. And I don't know if y'all were, well, obviously y'all were at the SGA and USC retreat. The speaker there, Stephanie McKenzie, is actually going to be speaking at our event. So first 10 to sign up, get her book. You win her book. It's called Becoming Your Own Superhero. She's basically going to go over like helping with triggers that you get, loving yourself, and being in safe and healthy relationships. So please come through. I'll drop the details in the chat right now.
Jay, do you want us to, for Northwest, announce the other events that we've got going out, the financial and HCC Without Borders and the food pantry?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Okay, so we've got one ongoing event for Northwest is our expansion of the food pantry to include toiletries. It's our community service initiative, and we will be collecting donations of perishable and non-perishable food items, as well as toiletries, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorants, and those pantries can be accessed through your counseling office. And then we have two events in November. One is the Taking Charge of Your Finances, as well as HCC Without Borders, and those can be found on our presence page. We have some really great speakers coming in for those events.
Thank you, Christy. I appreciate you sharing that.
Do we have any more announcements from any other campuses before we move on with our agenda? If not, we are going to wrap up our agenda. At this time, at 12:54 p.m., I announce this United Student Council General Assembly adjourned at 12:54 p.m. on September 17, 2021. Thank you everyone for coming out to our USC General Assembly, and we see you next time. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much. You all have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Anan, and thank you, President. I really appreciate you. And thank you so much for everybody's time. Sorry, Ayan. I said Anan.
Thank you
Bye.
from Northwest.
Okay.
Have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Jay, Christy, and everyone. Y'all have a nice day.
And thanks, Bill, for hosting up the event here.
No problem.
And thank you for our advisors for your time. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great rest of your day, okay?